The Lagos State government, through the Ministry of Agriculture, has promised that it will surpass the revenue target of over 1 billion naira it generated in 2022. This is according to the State Commissioner for Agriculture, Abisola Olusoya, who gave the assurance at the continuation of the Agricultural Value Chains Enterprise Support Program for Food Production and Processing Clusters held at Surulere Local Government Area.
It's the turn of farmers in Surulere Local Government Area, Local Council Development Area, to receive their farming inputs and equipment for better production. The Lagos State Commissioner for Agriculture, Abisola Olusoya, and her team are here to hand over the items which has been provided under the 2022-2023 Agricultural Value Chains Enterprise Program.
The reason why we have decided to do the Agricultural Value Chains Enterprise Activation Support this way, this time around, is because of feedback that we received, particularly during the elections campaign period. And the feedback was things are not reaching the grassroots as it should. Doing everything in a centralized manner, it won't reach the people that it should truly reach, and even if it does reach them, it's only a minute fraction. Today, I don't believe I know any single one of you here today. I don't believe even some of the people seated on the high table will be able to say, oh, I brought this beneficiary here, or I brought that beneficiary here. You know yourselves. You live in the local community. You work in the local community. Therefore, you are ambassadors to say, indeed, what Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu is doing is to touch people at the grassroots and to ensure that there's sustainability of livelihood and sustainability of wealth creation. That is why we have decided to take this approach. In tackling the value chains also, we have so many value chains of advantage in Lagos, but we cannot cover everything at every single time that we want to do enterprise support. So we pick value chains of importance at that time, and when we will do the next one, we'll move to a different value chain. So for instance, for the Lagos mainland local government and LCDA areas, we've picked Makoko 1, Makoko 2, Makoko 3, Shogunro 1, Iwaya, Ebute Meta, and Okwagbon. These areas, they are very much adept at captured fisheries. So you have fishermen from these communities. And these areas and the people in there, the cluster farmers or cluster fishermen, will be empowered. Also, for Surulere axis, we have the vegetable value chain. That is what the empowerment is tailored towards. And we have Tejo Osho FCA farmers, the NTDA compound farmers, the Coca Aguda vegetable farmers, Iponri farmers, Irekbodo farmers, the National Stadium vegetable farmers as well. And then we have the Mushi local government and LCDAs, where our focus is on poultry processing. And they will be working away with defeathering machines.
A representative from the Surulere local government commend the state government for identifying what the farmers really need.
Surulere is lucky to have the program in our locality. We appreciate you coming forward. We promise to continually accept to host any venture that is coming to the people through the governor or through any ministry that's going to uplift the livelihood of you and the citizen. Thank you for coming to Surulere. Thank you, Mr. Selebu, the governor who will serve, who we expect, and who we know will deliver.
Vegetable Value Chain Association, fish farmers, live bed marketers, plank dealers, among others, are the latest beneficiaries.
We are connected with Lagos State government, and we are using this opportunity to thank the governor again, Governor Sanwo-Olu Babajide, fún àwọn ẹ̀bùn tó fún wa nígbà tí a ń ṣe 30th anniversary wa. wọ́n try mo fẹ́ rọ gbogbo all the other associations in Lagos State to support the sitting government, because by supporting the sitting governor, the sitting administration both at the state level and the local government, and we have to pay our taxes.
Fish smoking kiln, pesticide spray machine, deep freezer, wheelbarrow, grinding machine, among other equipments were distributed to farmers and other artisans. With this initiative, the Lagos State government believes it will surpass the revenue target of over 1 billion naira it generated last year.
The food festival, I had said that it's hopeful that year 2023, we should be touching at least 3 billion in terms of revenue. The Empowerment Enterprise Activation Program that is being done is supporting processors, producers, marketers. The hope is for them to be able to increase food production, to be able to add more value to the food, thereby making more margins for processors and for marketers to have easier access to selling to consumers. We have live bird marketers here, for instance, walking away with a full truck, walking away with defeathering machines. The hope is with these people registered even under LIRS, the entire Lagos State revenue pool would increase. You heard what the Plank and Building Marketers Association said. They pay their taxes. They pay to LIRS, which is the Lagos State government. So the stakeholders you have here today, not all of them would necessarily pay in terms of revenue generation to the Ministry of Agriculture, to Lagos State. Some will go directly to LIRS. So you have direct and indirect revenue. The most important thing and what is at the forefront of the Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu administration is wealth creation for the people, job creation for the people, creating an enabling environment that ensures that our food systems are more secure. Towards revenue generation, we have another pool of stakeholders. This is where you have agric assets, whether being concessioned or you even have private sector partners doing build, operate and transfer, or just build, operate, and you have a revenue sharing formula with the Lagos State government. And then there are so many other ways also that the ministry is creating and generating revenues. We know that with the elections that have happened this year, it actually took away a bit of resource in terms of the people moving out in different directions. And I mean, generally, election period, there's a bit of uncertainty in the air. So you see people withdrawing investment in the space. So obviously, in terms of revenue generation, you see a decline. But now I want to believe that with everything over, inauguration to happen within the next 10 days or so, or 12 days max, or 14, I want to believe that there will be more stability within the system. And the second half of 2023, we should see an increase in the revenue generation across board.
18 more local government areas will be visited for the distribution of agricultural value chains enterprise support program.